I have made over 150 Pokemon this year, so let's talk about them all. Hey everyone, Brandon here. So in this video, we're going to take a look back at this last year and talk about every Pokemon I have made for this channel, and discuss my favorites of each video. I won't be talking about CORNERA Pokemon here because those are all made before this year and there is already a compilation of those available. Also, Emojimon won't be included just because I didn't have much involvement in creating those. Anyway, let's start off with the first video to have a Pokemon I created, which is a Reggie of every type. This is one of the most popular videos I've ever made, and it was our first to hit 1 million views. For this video, I only made Regicomb. There was a distinct lack of bug Reggies in the community, so I took it upon myself to make one. Though if I could go back, I would probably try to streamline Regicomb's design a bit more. It just has one too many design details. But Malmus did great work on it, and it holds a special place in my heart. I really loved coming up with the lore for it. Next on the docket is another of every type video, Goomy. Goompy had already designed 8 Goomy forms in anticipation for Pokemon Legends Arceus, so I stepped in to fill out the remaining 9 types. Researching all the different slugs and snails for this video was so fun, and it really expanded my knowledge on the subject. One of my favorite parts of making these videos is all the new things I get to learn by doing research for them. My favorites of this video would probably have to be the Flying Goomy and the Rock Goomy. They both turned out so well, and to this day are some of my favorite regional forms I've ever made. Kai absolutely nailed these designs. Also, to the people who keep commenting this on the video, I know Amethyst is a type of quartz. When I said Amethyst and quartz, I meant clear quartz. After that, we had a Pokemon Scarlet and Violet predictions video. I was planning to make a Spain and Portugal Fakemon region back in September of last year, but ultimately changed my mind, and I'm very thankful to past Brandon for that decision. But I had a bunch of leftover designs, so I figured why not use them for this video. I actually pretty accurately predicted Paldean Tauros, so this prediction holds a special place in my heart. I also really love Shadow and Akusol and wish I could have used them, but they're so distinctly Portugal inspired that they really wouldn't fit anywhere else. I also really love the Genet Pokemon in that video, which I really never gave names to. Maybe someone in the comments could come up with a good one. Following that, we have yet another Gen 9 prediction video. In this same video, I actually predicted Smoliv and Lechonk like 2 weeks before they were announced. Anyway, as far as Fakemon, the only one I made for this video was Shingoro, which was my prediction for a Pika clone, and man, do I wish this guy had been it. I just love how friend-shaped it is. Next up is an Oricorio of every type. This video was, at the time, the most fun I had ever had working on a video. Coming up with the different dance styles to match the different types really pushed me creatively. My favorites of this video would probably have to be the bug and the dragon type forms. I think they both came out incredible, and I'm still very proud of the Jitterbug pun I managed to slip in there. Also, yes, comment section. I realized that the fighting type could have been based on the capoeira dance style that is literally fight dancing. I've considered going back and doing a second version of an Oricorio of every type with completely different styles of dance for each type. Let me know if you'd like to see that. After that is a Pika clone of every type. I made Karaigao for this video, and I love this little dude. Honestly, now that we have canon evolving Pika clones, I would love to give this guy a more fierce evolution. One detail that I didn't point out and wished I had is its little tail looks like a dragon's face, and it's actually one of my favorite parts of the design, so I don't really know why I didn't mention it. Onto a Wooper of every type. Honestly, this was one of the more difficult of every type videos I've made thus far. Wooper has a simple design, which is a double-edged sword. It allows for easy swapping of concepts, but also makes it harder to incorporate any complex concepts and to narrow down how to apply said concepts, which in turn makes creating a longer video hard as well. As far as my favorites, I would have to say the dragon and rock type Woopers. I'm still very proud of the concepts behind them and how they turned out. While these aren't exactly Fakemon, I wanted to talk about my TerraJewels prediction video because I'm so dang proud of it and I had so much fun making them with VCreate. We got so close with a couple of these predictions. Some were very wrong though, but honestly, I like our Dark type one better. I mean, what even is this? I also like our Bug and Psychic type ones better, even though the actual ones do make sense. Next up, we have giving Pokemon armor evolutions. This and the second one are probably my favorite videos I have ever made. Coming up with concepts with Karn and applying Digimon logic to Pokemon was such a breath of fresh air. It allowed me to flex my creativity in a totally different way than normal Fakemon videos. Karn is also just a pleasure to work with, and editing his footage makes for guaranteed laughs. It makes me extremely happy that this series did well enough to warrant more videos. My favorites from both videos would have to be Borpian, Nidoroar, Ledanger, and Flariosa. Foongoose did a fantastic job with them. The idea for Borpion was actually what inspired this entire video, hence why it's one of my favorites. Also, follow up on the bug Sentai thing. King Oger is bug themed, baby! I'm so excited. After that, we have every Route 1 Rodent's dark forms and evolutions. One of my favorite things about this video is that Michael made Alcapuz a thing in Liwika just because of this video. I am so thankful to him for being willing to add an entirely new mon to his region just so I could cover it in this video. Some of my other favorite things are Rattan King and Babancho. Rattan King, in my mind, just is Alolan Raticate's evolution. That's how official it looks to me. Babancho is also one of the most hilarious things I've ever made for this channel, and I simply adore it. Also, Babancho is probably one of the most clever names I've come up with, and I'm very proud of it. The next video is what if regional forms got mega evolutions? Honestly, I'm a little sad about this one. I was expecting it to do much better given how literally everyone and their mother will not shut up about megas, and I thought this concept was super interesting. I also really loved all the megas in this video and wish I could have turned this into a series, but as it stands right now, it's just too expensive for me to make, and I barely broke even with this video. My favorite Pokemon in this video would have to be Mega Hisuian Typhlosion and Mega Alolan Sandslash. I think they both turned out great. Onto a Diglett and DUGTRIO of every type. I had a really good time working with PokeTour for this video, but honestly, it was pretty tough coming up with solid concepts. I generally try to avoid just slapping a type onto a Pokemon for no good reason, and this video is the closest I've come to that. My favorites would have to be Spudlet, Spudtrio, Rocklet, and Rockwad. They're also derpy in the best way, and they make me laugh whenever I see them. I am incredibly thankful to PokeTour for working on these with me. Their Water Diglett leaks were some of my favorite fake leaks of the hype season. After that, we have what if starter Pokemon had different types. This was a concept I had been sitting on for a while, and I really enjoy how these turned out. Trevin did an amazing job. It was really fun exploring concepts for these, and actually giving the Kanto starters a stronger group theme than just things you can have as pets. My favorite definitely goes to the Desertal line, which I'm officially renaming Dirtle. I have no idea why that name didn't come to me in the moment, but it is way better and much easier to say. Dustoise is definitely my all-time favorite of this video, though. The way that Trevin managed to incorporate the cowboy aspects into this design is just so clever and really impressed me. I am sad, though, that it seems people aren't liking the Chromazard line as much as I do. Next up is a BURMY and WORMADAM of every type. As I said in the video, this one had been long requested, and I was pretty shocked to find out no one had really attempted to do a video on this before me. This was really fun to work on though, and I really leaned into collabing with Fungus for this one. Usually I come to artists with all my ideas, but for this one, Fungus and I bounced ideas off each other, and it made it a lot more fun and creative. My favorites would have to be the Pinata and Bedcloak forms. Getting to slip in a Viva Pinata reference and a Bedbug pun were definitely highlights of the video for me. Evolving every Pikachu clone is next, and man, this was fun. I actually found out I love Pika clones a lot more than I thought I did thanks to this video. My love for Togedemaru skyrocketed after making Togedeoki. And I have a newfound love for Pachirisu thanks to Pachikiba. It's always fun getting to incorporate mythology into these videos because I get to learn more about new cultures. God of War and Michael's Spherin region have definitely expanded my appreciation for Norse mythology, so it was a joy to incorporate that into Pachirisu. Finally, we have a dog Pokemon of every type. I'll say it straight away. Pombus and Chowd are two of my new favorite Pokemon I have ever made. They are so cute, and I would straight up make a plushie of them if I had the means to. I loved all the dogs I got to make for this video though, because who doesn't love a good boy? I also loved getting to sneak in a little bit of my musical theater background in there with Bordegie and Mascali. And that's every Pokemon I've made for videos in 2022. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.